there, it's Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. So, it's the first day of Thrillerathon, that would be Monday the 18th of Feb, and I've read nothing. Weirdly, I'm starting off today with a book that wasn't on my TBR because I didn't get this one finished like I thought I was going to. And that is The Fifth Horseman by James Patterson. Now, I am this far through this book, but given that I read most of this yesterday in a couple of hours, this isn't going to take me very long. I'll finish it tonight. I figure that this can also count for the revisit and author challenge in case I don't get all of them done. And I'm also going to pick up an audiobook. I think I'm going to go with You by Caroline Kepnes because I've heard it's kind of a creepy listen, and I've also heard that you probably shouldn't listen to it alone, so I figure if I listen to it at work, then that will be less creepy for me. So it is like nearly 11 o'clock and I didn't do any more vlogging today. Oopsies. Mostly I spent the day packing and doing a whole bunch of stuff after work, but I did get a lot of reading done today. I actually read the entirety of You by Caroline Kepnes, or listened to it, but still, that counts. It was weird. I thought it was really icky. Man, that's like the best word to describe it because it was icky. Blah. So the atmosphere it creates is really great. It's set from the point of view of a stalker, and you definitely get that. And stalkers are creepy. I really don't like stalkers, so, you know, there's that. I mean, nobody likes stalkers, but you know what I mean. But, like, the thing about this book is that I really didn't like Beck, the main character who is being stalked, and she doesn't know it. I didn't like her either, and I was like, I'm not gonna say that she deserved to be stalked, but, I mean, like, she was a bitch, and I hated her. And every decision she made was massively selfish, and I was like, I really don't like you. No, don't. And it was like watching a car crash, and it was like, oh God, Beck, stop. And then you kind of end up feeling a bit more sympathy for the stalker than for the stalky, and that feels so wrong, and I'm like, something wrong there. That's what it felt like to me, at least. I don't know. It was a weird one. It was really weird. I don't know. I gave it 3 stars. I'm glad I've read it. I'm started watching the TV show. I'm on episode 4, and it's okay. It is very much like the book. I think it captures a little bit of humor, which the book didn't get, because obviously that was all from his point of view. And then some of the things that go wrong, it's not funny from his point of view, but the show has that, and that's a nice little bit of levity. But yeah, it's like the book. It's okay, it's interesting, but it's not great. It's not like, oh my God, I need to watch the next one, I need to know what's gonna happen. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed, so I'm gonna pick up reading in the morning. I think I only read like 10 pages of Fifth Horseman, but well, I've read 422 pages of You, so you know, like, feeling accomplished today. Good morning, everyone. It is now Tuesday, and I'm parked up outside of work with my hour-long wait to actually go into work and actually do some work. So I'm planning to use that time to read. I'm going to pick up Fifth Horseman and see how far I can get with it. I only have a half day in work today, and then I am off on holiday. Yay, holiday! It's a much-needed holiday. Yeah, so I'm planning to get more reading done at home today as well, and maybe take you guys with me when I do some reading-y type things. Hey guys, different outfit, same day. I've read nothing today. It is currently 2:45 and I've read like nothing, 0, it's zilch. And now I'm sat outside the doctor's. I'm about to go in and just sit in the waiting room and read my book, because reading this morning didn't go very well because there was a raid on Pokemon Go, and we've found this group of people at work who all have like 4 phones, and it's great. So we're all like doing the 5-star raids. So I didn't really want to miss that opportunity. So I did that and did not actually do any reading. I actually did some reading. Yay. I know I've been saying I've been gonna do some reading day, but then not doing any, and then I finally did some. I actually finished off The Fifth Horseman by James Patterson and Maxine Petro, and it was okay. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and that's interesting for me. There were two separate murder cases going alongside this trial. One of them was interconnected, and I quite liked that. I thought it was quite interesting. I liked the main sort of murdery type thing going on. The only complaint that I really have with this book, I mean, aside from the writing, the one thing you should know about this series is that I kind of think of it as like a guilty pleasure sort of thing. The writing is not good. The characters are not good. They're very stereotypical. They are written like someone who's never heard a woman speak before would write a book. One of them is a woman, so, you know, that's scary, isn't it? But as I say, I kind of ignore that when I read these books. So aside from that, my only real complaint is how rushed the ending is. Like, the ending is so rushed. I think that should have been handled a bit better, and I would have appreciated it if it was handled better, because it was interesting, but whatever. That didn't happen, so that's why it was like a 3-star for me. Like, it's not a great book, but it's interesting enough. So after that, I picked up In a Cottage in a Wood, which is on my Thrillerathon TBR. Finally actually returning to something that is on there, and I read 5% of that book. So I haven't read very much, but I'm already intrigued. I am liking the style of writing. I'm liking the setting. Sometimes it's nice to just have something set in London or in a place that I know, especially with this sort of book. Like, I find that obviously I'm more familiar with the police system in the UK, so that becomes more real to me and that sort of thing. So I'm interested to see what happens with this book. I quite like the main character so far. She calls herself a bit of a cow. She doesn't seem to make the best choices, and I quite like someone who isn't immediately like a saint or like a Mary Sue type thing. I quite like a flawed main character, so she could be quite interesting. And well, I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm definitely going to just pick this one up tomorrow. I'm actually traveling for most of tomorrow because it's time to get on the plane and go. So I don't know how much of that I'll read or how much I'll listen to tomorrow. Could be quite a lot. Might not be very much, but we'll see. Thursday? Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
It's Thursday, and I'm in Lanzarote, and it's lovely, as you can see. I have done like a bit of reading, but not that much reading. There's so many cats.
And the duck.
There's so many cats. The duck. It's great. So, not very much reading. Going to start my 24-hour readathon probably around midday, so I can pick it up again around midday tomorrow. And then, yeah, I'll keep you updated, just, you know. Hey guys, so I now have a drink in hand, and I'm settling down to start off this 24-hour readathon for the book 2 games. And Thrillerathon as well. It's going to knock me through some of these Thrillerathon books. I'm currently 71% through In a Cottage in a Wood, and really loving it. I think it's really good. I am very invested in everything that happens to Neve. I really want to know if she is imagining it, and or if she's not. She's a bit unreliable and she doesn't really know what she's doing with her life, so she's quite an interesting main character. I kind of want to know just what's going to happen and if Isabel was making it up as well. A lot of things in this book, very fun. So I'm going to sit down, read this on my Kindle ready, and yeah, so I'm starting this 24-hour readathon at 1:30 on Thursday, and I'm going to finish it at 1:30 on Friday, so we'll see how that goes. Hey guys, so I have migrated to this side of the pool now, and it's actually 1:30 now. It was actually 12:30 when I started, but my phone keeps doing this weird thing where it thinks we're an hour ahead, and we're not an hour ahead, so there's that. I am now 90% through In a Cottage in a Wood, and it's really good. I really like it. I really like where it's gone, and I didn't predict it, so I'm really into it. I'll let you know what it's like when I finish it. So it's been about 2 minutes since I last vlogged, and you know how I said it was on 90%, and I was nearing the end of the book, and I was really liking it. It just ended on 91%. These percentages on Kindle books are just so unreliable. So yeah, I finished In a Cottage in a Wood, and actually I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it to someone who likes thrillers. It was very worth reading and very different to what I usually read thriller-wise. I tend to steer towards more serial killer type thrillers, and it was nice to go that way, to have something that was different. And it's definitely messes with you, and there are definitely some bits that are like really creepy, and I liked that. And yeah, I liked where it went. Also, I really liked the writing. It is very, I don't know, I want to say it's just very British, and I enjoyed how all the characters speak, because it is very familiar to me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I definitely recommend it. So on to the next one. I don't know whether I'm going to pick up an audiobook or what, but I'm definitely going to read something else. Hey guys, so it is, I don't even know what time, I think it's like 7 o'clock, and my day took a turn. So, I mean, I'm sure you can tell from this ridiculous tan line that I've got from my sunglasses. Honestly, I'm such a moron. I seem to have burnt myself today. I've been wearing suntan lotion, but I had to go buy suntan lotion, and I think the walk that we went on this morning to get suntan lotion is when I got burnt. So, lesson fucking learned. Always wear suntan lotion. Honestly, my shins at the moment are the worst thing. You can't even see. My shins are the worst thing at the moment, but you know. So anyway, I have only read about 20% of another book. I've mostly been napping because I just feel like shit. Like, you know, sometimes when you're in the sun and it just takes it out of you. So I just had a nap and I'm trying to sort of recharge, and now I'm going to pick up a book again. Perhaps this wasn't the best day to have done a 24-hour readathon, but I'm doing it anyway. So I picked up The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, and I'm 20% through that. Like, so far the setup is good. I like the remote location. I like how the characters are sort of interesting. I say sort of interesting. They're kind of like what you'd expect, and I'm kind of waiting for them to be picked off because it kind of reminds me of the setup of And Then There Were None, where like people go to a remote place and then are picked off one by one. And I like that sort of setting for a thriller, so it should be interesting to see what happens. Kind of interested to see if anyone will make it out, what the reasons are. I have little suspicions for things, but I don't really know how. That's gonna go. So we'll have to see. I'm liking it so far, though. Good morning, everyone. If you can handle my weird squinty-eyedness and horrible, horrible tan lines that only seem to be getting worse. Sorry, burn lines. They're burn lines. I thought I'd check in. I am now on 60% of The Hunting Party, and it's a bit weird, to be honest. I am not entirely sure that I like it. I feel like there's this whole mystery going on because it keeps flashing forward and back between a couple of days, and we know that somebody has been murdered, one of the guests, and it's a woman, but you don't know exactly who. I have my theories on who it will be, and I have my theories on who the murderer is, but I don't know, there's something about it that's just a bit like, oh, come on now, get to the point. I know enough about these people's past. And I'm like, if I wanted to read about a bunch of like Oxbridge graduates, then I probably could have just like, I don't know what would be worse than that, actually. I've given myself a lobotomy. But they're not nice people, and I want to know what's going on with Katie, and I'm just a bit bored by some of the main characters, so we'll just have to see what happens and where that goes. But I I just wanted to get to the point at this point in time. Just drag arsing for no reason. Hey guys, so it is officially 12:45. I did not manage to finish my book in the end of the 24-hour readathon, but I have finished it now. And I will say that it was predictable. I definitely predicted who was going to be the murderer and who was the stalker and all of that. I didn't predict like the little mini twist that happened, so I was kind of glad that there was something extra happening there. It was okay. I will say that I didn't particularly love the book, but it was definitely interesting. It definitely had me sitting there going, oh, am I right? Is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this person? And I like that about it. So, you know, I feel like it's like a 3.5 star for me. It was enjoyable. It wasn't at all what I expected it to be when I started reading it. Like, I kind of expected there to be a whole lot more murder, to be honest. And there wasn't. There was only that one murder, and it was still good. It was alright. I enjoyed it, I guess. And that would end my 24-hour readathon. That was like 394 pages of that book. And I think I read like half of In a Cottage in a Wood, so that was quite a successful readathon for me. Nice little thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my really burnt, like, pink legs out of the sun now. Very late and I'm in my pajamas again because I just didn't vlog all day apart from that tiny little time when I tried to, and I failed very muchly. So yeah, I finished off the hunting party and that was good. I enjoyed that, and then I started Girl Number 1 by, I don't recall, Jane Holland, I think, and I'm halfway through it, and honestly the thing that's bugging me the most is that this woman has found, like, the main character has found a dead body in the same place that her mother was murdered, and yet she seems to be more concerned about the guys that she's dating than, you know, finding her mother's killer. But, you know, that's just a little thing. It's okay. It's driving, it's getting there, and I'm still intrigued. I just don't really know exactly where it's going to go, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. My brother has come out to join me just to be here. My bro, have you seen how much? This is me standing up normally. And this is Callum sat down, and he's still bigger than me. I'm short.
Some facts right there. Some facts.
Hey guys, so it is late on Saturday, and I have done reading today. I've finished off Girl Number 1. And it was kind of rubbish, to be honest with you. It was not great. The main character seemed more interested in her love life than she did in finding her mother and these other women's killers. And I was like, could we not? Like, if it wasn't like that she was supposed to be so invested in it because of her mother, then I could maybe understand. But I don't know, it was too into her love life. I give it a 2 out of 5 stars because I was like, the mystery overall was good, and I enjoyed that part of it, and like if it had been more focused on that, then I would have enjoyed it more, but overall it just really wasn't for me, unfortunately. So then I picked up From Potter's Field, which is the only physical book I brought with me on holiday, and I'm about 86 pages through this one, and I'm enjoying it a lot so far. I really like Patricia Cornwell's style of writing, and I think that it's really good, and I like the continuation of chasing this one serial killer from previous books in the series, so I'm really enjoying that, and I kind of want to see where it's going to go. I don't know how much more of that I'm going to read today, but hopefully I can find a way to get this on the plane with me. It doesn't fit in my little bag that I take with me on the plane, so maybe I can take it, otherwise I'm going to have to pick up a Kindle book. That would be annoying. So I'll see if I can get any further in this today, but yeah. Hey guys, so I have finally got home and this guy's drinking from the sink because of course he is. Love you, missed you. Yeah, so now I'm home and everything is fine. I read a lot on the plane and I read a lot before the plane. I actually finished From Potter's Field and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The end was like the sort of climax I really wanted because that the whole Temple Gold like saga thing in the Scarpetta books has been going on for such a long time. It was like a really good climax for it. So I really enjoyed how it ended. And then, sorry, I'll just let you actually see this guy because he needs to be in the picture. Oh, and now he's going down there. You silly muppet! You silly muppet! Anyway, so then I moved on to reading 13 by Steve Kavanagh. That is my last book of Thrillerathon. And I'm now 54% through it because I basically just read on the plane. It's like a 4-hour flight and I read the entire way because why not, I guess. I'm really into it so far. Please excuse my brother. I'm really into it so far and it's just been really entertaining actually. I like the whole sort of legal thing along with the serial killer angle, and the fact that the killer is on the jury is really interesting and how it works out. Yeah, I'm really liking that so far and I think it could be really interesting. I'm not sure I'm going to get it finished, to be honest, before the end of Thrillerathon, but I mean, I'm still glad because I've started it for Thrillerathon. I'm still going to finish it, probably tomorrow. So I feel like Thrillerathon got me to actually read it, even though I've been wanting to read this one for ages and I just haven't, and now I have, so, or well, I'm partway through it, so that's exciting at least.